guitars?
Hi, I'm Timir. I sing and I play lead guitars.
Hi, I'm Aniket. I play the drums.
Frank, I play the bass.
Back in the mid 90s, I used to go for a lot of rock shows. I used to know a lot of rockers, so there was this feeling of, there's a lot of metal happening that time, a lot of guys with long hair, so there was this thing of being, very cool to be in a rock band, tight jeans and black t-shirt and stuff, and everybody was into the metal thing. iRock was big that time. There were a lot of bands that time which we used to go for rock shows, like Thor, Rust Angels, Pentagram, Brahma. There was Millennium from Bangalore. So these guys used to really, the bands used to really mesmerize us. We used to go for the shows at iRock and a lot of college events like IIT Bombay and stuff. And that time that whole thing was happening, the whole metal revolution. So that's when we just got together. I started the idea around late 1998, and then I got Aniket first, so the drummer and my bass player, we got together, we got this jamming pad in Andheri. That was sometime in December 1998, and we just started jamming. We were trying to do our favorite songs, favorite riffs, and we were trying to look for a lead guitar player. As soon as we got one guy, within 20 days of started jamming, we got into this competition for IIT Bombay. That was again December 98, and that's how we started, the ball started rolling, and then from there on, we started doing shows at Raz. We used to go there very regularly to see a lot of bands, and then we started playing there regularly. We started with opening for bands like Naked Earth and other bands, and that's how we started developing a fan base where people who really love thrash metal started coming and supporting us a lot.
I guess genre, alternative, post-grunge is what you can call it. And influences are huge, as in all mixed up, as in everybody listens to different kinds of stuff. I guess the grunge thing is something we have in common. But apart from that, Mel and I are a lot into punk, listen to a lot of, now I guess all of us listen to a lot of indie stuff. Then folk, country, I guess most of us grew up listening to country. Country and the Beatles, big influence. Beatles, the 60s stuff, classic rock, a decent amount of metal as well.
One band I think we're really influenced by, which we don't admit, is Disturbed. Really?
Not me.
Yeah.
I think that's Mel's thing.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Disturbed.
See, that's what I'm saying. But there are some riffs, especially in Holy Ghost, which sound a bit like Disturbed.
I think it's a lot of years of music that we've grown over all throughout our life. That we've been listening to stuff. Started with old school death metal, then slowly progressed to brutal death metal. We ourselves as fans, when we started listening to music, I mean, we always wanted to be out there, doing what we wanted to do, always. And that's what we're doing right now. I mean, the progression that we've seen ourselves all throughout, coming forth, and slow progress from old school death metal to brutal to grind and slam. This is all mixed influences that have happened all over time. So it's all a collective effort of a lot of years of listening to music and researching stuff to go to see. It's all about that.
Basically, pure extreme metal that we've combined with elements of technical and even experimental elements we put into that. We actually let ourselves into the music and explore the whole scene around the whole music, and we just come out as a strong form machine and just float out the stage. So me and Daniel, being actually neighbors and all, we used to jam at my place. Then I happened to come across Nikhil, who was very interested in forming a band. So we just met online and we decided to jam one day, and that was it. It didn't need more than one jam to actually decide that we should be together in one band. And slowly and steadily, as we progressed with our drum machine and all, then Abhishek Nandi, we just found him and he joined our band too. That's how GutSlit came into being.
Initially we were not able to find the perfect drummer, so we were searching a lot for, because this kind of music, it's a very niche audience in India. So as far as playing this style of music, it's pretty difficult for a drummer, because the kind of speed and the technicality that goes into it is not very comprehensive for a lot of people out here. So what we did, we didn't want to just stop because we did not have a drummer, because that was not the only reason. That would be a major reason that will hamper our growth. So what we did was we came up with this idea of making our own drum tracks and playing it on iPod on stage, and then we want to play along with it. Now the trick was that it's not really an easy task to play along with a drum track, but we pulled it off with a lot of practice, and we were really dedicated. We wanted to do this thing together, Finally, we're glad that Mowgli came into the band, and he's able to match up to the speeds of the earlier tracks, and so it's going pretty well right now as of now. So
I think I like Warren a lot. I think we're all huge fans of Zero, especially the early Zero with Warren. When Warren was, I think that was absolutely love that lineup of Zero. And Pentagram, we're all huge fans of Pentagram. I think.
Spirals, there's a band called Spirals.
There's a whole band.
Then Lounge Piranha in Bangalore.
Yeah,
Discordian.
Piranha is awesome.
Discordian.
Something relevant. That's pretty recent. But I've become a huge fan of theirs over the last
Scribe.
year now.
Scribe, yeah.
Scribe was a good band.
Was?
They've split up.
But they've not been doing shows.
Yeah, no, they've very much been doing shows.
No, I spoke to Vishwesh last.
Vishwesh is always pitching, man. They're doing shows. They're doing really well.
They're on that RSJ compilation also now, right?
So Scribe was like a different genre and Lounge Piranha is a different genre. I think more than, for me at least, more than the sound of the band, it's the way the band goes about more than just their music. Like Scribe does a lot of things on Facebook where they shoot stupid videos of Vishwesh playing a flute and someone playing an accordion or some crap. That's their side of the band which I like. And Lounge Piranha's got a fabulous visual appeal, like the website, and every time they do a show there's a new poster that the drummer from the band designs, and that's what I like about that band.
There was Rock Machine, who we used to idol. We were good friends with them also. We performed with them. Then there was 1380 from Cochin. Man, what a band. They were like absolutely kick-ass. And there was a band called Hammersmith from Ahmedabad. There were 3 guys. Again, absolutely amazing. Exodus. There was Sabretooth. Sabretooth used to do only Iron Maiden. And Exodus was very good at Deep Purple and Motorhead and all that. I mean, we've been attending their shows before even I started playing guitar. And then of course in 85 I started, then of course we got to know them and stuff. We have done shows with them. Crisis, there was Crisis. Rock Covenant, there was another band called Rock Covenant. And they all of them were tight.
I don't know, man.
I don't think there are any problems. What are the problems?
It's I can't really think of anything. As in, it's growing, so you can't really. There's nothing you can really call a problem. I think
It's growing and we've become old.
it's better than it's been ever before. Probably right now. I think right now it's probably better than it's ever.
I guess we
There's
would
a
like
wide range of musicians. You're not stuck with like only grunge bands or only metal bands or only cover bands. There's all kinds of stuff happening. The Hindi rock bands are a lot more interesting today. Whereas like 10 years ago, most of the Hindi rock bands that were around were really shitty. Now there are some really good ones.
Anand is one Hindi
Yes,
rock band.
So I can't really. There's nothing. I can't think of anything that I would call a problem.
I think if there's one thing I would want more to happen is Indian bands playing more outside India, which is
But that's happening.
It's happening, but it's not on the scale in which the
It should
Firang
be.
bands come here and play. You know what I mean? Like we have like Firang bands coming and playing every weekend or every second weekend at Blue Frog and places like that. But Indian bands maybe once in a year, especially only the top 5 or top 10 bands.
only
will
the
do
bigger
it.
guys are going.
I started off playing the tabla at a very young age.
Same here.
I played tabla for almost 9 years professionally. And I still play, but not for metal bands. I still play, as in sometimes I play it at home and everything. But I guess I was brought up in a classical background when I was small. And I still listen to a lot of classical music from time to time.
I have to listen to it because it's my profession. I run a shop where I have to listen to loads of stuff every day, be it classical, be it whatever, Bollywood or whatever. So that's part of my business. But with all due respect, it's a great form of music. To somebody who likes it, it's great.
And I think it's your education. So we haven't been educated musically. Whatever we learn on the way, on the road. Everything's been picked up, by self-learning and riffs from other bands and stuff. Like, we've done our favorite songs and also more or less our music is based on that. And that's how I guess all rock bands all over the world have evolved, playing their own stuff. Because if we had got into a classical thing, the music would have been different. What we play today would have been different. It would have been like a amalgamation of rock with something else that way, which we haven't done as yet.
like a lot of women are involved in the rock movement, but not so much in the front. Like the Samira Kamwar, I think her name is, who works with counterculture. There are a lot of women who work like Lounge Piranhas. I think manager is a woman, manager or someone who does their visual projections and all that. So they are involved. They love being involved with the music scene, but not so much in front, like, you know, maybe singing, or maybe they're doing the lyrics, or maybe they're doing the video for it, or maybe they're doing the T-shirts, or whatever it is. You know, they're involved. It's just that they're not.
I think that still bears some thought, but I've never thought about it. As in the fact that even though they're there in the background, that's also, that raises a question why. But
because
I don't know.
rock music is not like cultured music, no, where you have people sitting and looking, sitting and looking at audiences.
How many international rock star women do you have? I mean, you can count them. I mean, there are not many idols to begin with in the first place on the whole scene. So, I think it would be a question for why didn't there not enough women on the whole rock scene, not just the Indian scene.
A lot of guys, the youngsters, are getting it all wrong. What they think is, just because I play for Vayu and I do classic rock, I don't like metal. It's not like that. I love metal. I have grown up on metal. I have no issues with heavy metal or death metal also. I love death metal. I have heard Napalm Death, I have heard Obituary, I have heard Testament. We have grown on this music, trust me, as youngsters. It's just that, as I told you, in Vayu, the whole image of Vayu, not because of me, but because of the other members, it has been portrayed as a classic rock, and only purple and only. So everyone has got this impression out of it. It's not my personal take. And I'm not the type, because I have grown on metal, I love metal. And people have a phobia the moment they see me, at least the metal bands and the metal audience, when they see me, they start getting a phobia. That, oh, Ravi Iyer has come, he's into classic rock, now he will not accept metal. Fuck him. This is an absolute rubbish phobia that people, the youngsters and the college guys and the metal audience and the bands have got, only because of our band image that has come up till now. If I would have been in the place, I would have never, created that kind of an image for the band. It's not like that. My take is, see, there are a lot of metal bands who are tight. My take is, if you play heavy metal or death metal, play it tight. What happens, most of the metal bands, unfortunately, are not able to deliver the kind of sound that a proper heavy metal or a death metal band needs. So obviously they're going to lose on that. My only thing is, well, if you play metal or death metal, then man, you should be so tight that just kick it. It's got to be like right there. And most of the youngsters, what happens is, they are all so flabbergasted by this whole idea of fucking heavy metal and death metal. They just get into that king of moshing and banging or whatever it is, but then they forget the playing part of it. When they solo, nothing, no leads are heard, it's not clear, and most of the times, they miss all, because it's all speed playing. So if you're playing metal and all that, your speed playing better be like, there was a band in IIT from Bangalore this year, Slain or someone. You must have seen them, how tight they were. They also did metal. They were not some soft band or classic rock or something. Yeah. They did hardcore metal. Look at the way they played, man. They were so tight here. And there are even the band from Pune, the Wayne who plays guitar, Chinky guy. Brute Force, yeah. They are tight. I mean, when I first saw them, I remembered our days. When we you should have seen which I'm a perform. Unfortunately, you guys, I don't have any videos also. Whatever I had, there was one VHS, some jerk took it, never returned it back. So I have no footages. We had footages of our shows. And you should I can't tell you how tight our rhythm section is. We used to do Master Puppets, we used to do Whiplash, we used to do Jump in the Fire, Am I Evil, we used to do Moonchild, we used to do Power Slave, we used to do Peace Sells Who's Buying, we used to do Symphony of Destruction, we used to do Holy Wars, Flash of a Blade, Iron Maiden, Flash of a Blade. Then we even attempted Seven Son of the Seventh Son. We even attempted Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. I don't think there's any song that we have not played or tried. Back in the Village. We played Back in the Village of Iron Maiden. We have done Judas Priest. We have done Touch of Evil. we have done Free Wheel Burning. Name the song and we have done it. So I actually know how a death metal band or a heavy metal band should perform. Actually, if you go to see, I have full authority to at least proclaim that I know what is the sound that is required, what is the tightness that is required. Unfortunately, most of the metal bands, first of all, they are so big. There are some 6 members, 7 members, and they all try to make noise. And at the end of the day, the whole tightness goes, and that is where the whole problem is. So if another funk band or another little softer music band who comes, but they play tight and clean, and they are very organized in their playing, the compositions are nice, obviously they're bound to win. Then again, it's a vicious circle. Then it boils down to again, oh, Ravi Iyer like classic rock, that is why he chose them. It becomes like that. So it's a very unfortunate thing which is really not in my hands or the audience. I don't blame them also. I don't blame you all for whatever, because obviously the perception is going to be that. But man, I need a good death metal band. Like for example, even when Demonic Resurrection are playing, I think they're clean and tight. The sound is clean. There's like a nice balance of the whole. You can feel that thump and stuff like that. But many of the metal bands, it's a chaos here. My only grudge is that. But why can't you play a metal song like the way it is? Like really tight, and your chops have to be like, bang on there. Then the whole thing really stands out, Then you start enjoying it and it's like really clean and nice. But they spend too much time in focusing on the other things like the attitude and the trying to like stand in a particular way, and the guitar will be like way below your dick. You're not able to play. You're not playing, then after that. I feel the band should reduce. If you want to do good death metal and heavy metal, keep it like smaller. At the most 2 guitar players, or have a combination of 1 guitar player and a keyboardist if you are having a death metal sound. Like how Demonic does. That's pretty nice. Like you have a keyboardist and a guitarist, so you have that big sound. Or have just 2 guitar players, 1 bassist, drummer and vocalist. Sometimes there are 3 guitar players, and then there's a keyboard. After 2 guitarists, then there's a keyboardist also. They think by adding instrument you can make the sound more heavy. But it's not that, it's on your playing. You play it heavy, even one guy can make the sound as heavy as you want. If you choose the right patch and the right sound. One drummer and 1 guitar player also can create that heaviness. So it's just that, try to make it clean, and that's all I'm saying. There have been improvements, definitely. Bands are changed. Whatever the last 2-3 years I've been judging, whatever, there have been loads of improvement in the bands. Now everyone knows what is professional play. In fact, nowadays, I think the last couple of competitions I judged, it was almost like on a professional level. It was like watching a show. I told them, I said, I don't know why you guys call judge, because they're all professionals. There's no point in calling it a competition anymore. You can just have it a show. Have a college show and call these bands and let them perform. It's that good. So there are bad bands, you can't help that. Of course, it's not that everyone is, but the number of good bands are increasing now, slowly. That is my reading. And the music also, all the bands are willing to kind of, improve on their performance as well as the sound, and they're trying to come up with something new. They're really doing their best. And it's showing.
Bombay is Benchod Madhurchod crowd. They're rude. They can be very demanding of what covers they want and stuff like that. I don't know, man. And I think outside Bombay, you go to Bangalore especially. I like Bangalore a lot. I like Chennai for this. The Northeast I haven't played, but I heard it's really good.
No, Northeast is supposed to be.
Original music is appreciated a lot more in other parts of the country. And I think it started off, Bombay was the last to catch on to the original thing, because the original thing was happening big time down south, and especially up northeast. Down south, up northeast, even Delhi to a certain extent. Delhi and Bombay are more or less the same. There's a lot of show shining that happens, and less of real kind of, with some of the musicians that you meet that come off these places, especially the south, Calcutta also. They're just phenomenal, man, and they're not into the kind of things that, so when you play in Bombay, you're catering to whole different audience, and the way you have to be on stage is different. When you're playing in other cities, I think it's very difficult.
There have been many albums at that point of time which were released which have got totally unnoticed because of the audiences. Nobody was open. When you play a Deep Purple, man, they wanted the lead A to lead Z the way it is. One mistake you make and they used to boo. If the singer makes one mistake in the screams of Iron Maiden, if he changes or improvises, he's fucked. Audience used to screw that. You did not scream like that one scream which was there. That's it. And they charge on the singer while he's performing. And then boo, fuck you, papa, all that stuff. Imagine, I mean, you're not allowed to improvise. You have to play the way the whole thing is.
Yeah.
I tell you, I come from a school where, we used to even mention the word original and there used to be bottles on stage. And we used to get booed. Even Rock Machine and us, all the big bands who were there at that point of time, who were trying to do original, could not do, man. Only Rock Machine succeeded towards the later stages with their album Rock and Roll Renegade and all. People started accepting their songs and but still nobody had patience. One original and that's it. Nobody could take another original back to back. You had to play at least another 7 covers, then slightly, push in an original. It was very bad. Even we started with our originals. Nobody was willing to accept. It was very bad. And the whole morale, then the whole original thing, just got crushed because of this attitude. So we actually come from that period, so it took, for us also it takes a lot of time to understand the change that, okay, now people are really looking forward for originals and all that. So, which is like such a nice thing. Fairs used to be a main medium of shows. Like how now you have college fairs mainly. Those days, fun fairs, like the Don Bosco School Fair, the Victorian Fair, then there was a fair happening at Kalina, what do you call, Air India Colony. There used to be fairs over there, rock shows happening there. Then Carmel Church, Bandra, they used to have rock shows. Exodus, oh yeah, I forgot, there's another band called Bronze Axe, amazing band. They used to do Floyd, Deep Purple, Doors and all that. Beautiful band. So the Bronze Axe, Sabretooth, Exodus, these guys used to perform at these, we used to go to watch these shows as kids. Not kids, but college. It was a lot of legwork, loads of legwork. Go and meet people, organizers, and stuff. Because there was no medium of advertising at all. It was very bad. So only medium of advertising was newspapers. That too after you are confirmed to play for a show. So then okay, one paper ad used to come. There used to be hoardings. There were a lot of hoardings that time. So all shows used to be advertised on hoardings all over the city. So hoardings was big. So people driving and going, hey man, they used to see, find this show is happening. Hoardings were all over the place. But to get that show, there was a lot of legwork. You had to find out, who's arranging what shows, and maybe through contacts and people who know you. And it was quite bad.
I mean, if there was no religion in rock, then there wouldn't be rock to begin with to a large extent, because it is.
I think religion is a major element in society, so musicians are bound to write about it. And I think it's also, I'm a radical atheist, and I think religion is a major oppressive element. And with the rebellion that is a natural part of rock music, I think that's bound to be targeted.
I think in 95 or 96, when did we first start playing music? 96. We wrote the first, Antichrist song. That's how we started our career as a band. That's the first song we ever recorded. So
it was very, very anti-Christ. It had lyrics like, do you believe in Satan? Put your trust in him. And
yeah, and that song was being, played on all the radio channels and in colleges, and at least I remember from how far I can remember, there were people claiming to, that
they're trying to steal it, dude.
They've written the song themselves, and guys.
Because no one knew who the band. We were from Thane. We didn't really publicize it or whatever.
Yeah.
And people around, and I happened to study with them in college later, Clinton and.
Yeah, Clinton.
they were going around telling people that this is our song and it's our band and everything, because they didn't know who the artist was anyway. So.
And even we've I guess mixed religion and music. And Holy Ghost Machine Gun is about Benny Hinn, and Save Me, which we haven't recorded and which I'm now using with Discordian, is that's generally about politics and religion and the way I see them.
I think religion and people who bring it into music are brilliant. They're just, that's the smartest thing to do, and because that's one of the things you need most to express yourself about, because music and spirituality are so close. So if you're talking about politicizing religion and using it for the wrong means and communal shit, then that's bullshit. But if you talk about just using music and religion, I think it's one of the best things that a band or an artist can do or should do.
Actually, I don't entirely agree. I think Dylan's, I absolutely love Dylan, but his Born Again phase was, I think, mostly terrible. I don't think he did much good music during that time. But yeah, generally speaking, I think it makes for interesting music.
As far as religion is concerned, we just have made it clear right from the beginning that we're not going to mix religion with our music as such, you know. So we just cut it short till there. That's about it.
Really, no opposition, and we don't agree also with it. Nothing like that.
People have a perception. People have a perception about our music also. You know, as far as our music goes, it's a very niche audience in India, as I said before. It's a very niche audience, so people have a perception about it. Some people say it's all about blast beats, it's all bullshit, it's all just fast random riffing, with lyrics which you can't understand. True. But whatever it is, you know, there is always people who like it.
But I think that's our feelings only.
Yeah, that's what we like. That's what we like, and that's what we do. There are a lot of people out there who like it, and more than those lot of people, there are a lot of people who hate it. So that's their own problem.
But we don't, but we don't care about the caring people and all. Like that's our feelings we put into the music.
So we don't force anyone to listen to GutSlit. If you want to listen to it, you listen to it.
If you like it, you like it. Otherwise, fuck it. Simple.
And moreover, extreme music, the kind of music that we are playing, is not something that you can grow into overnight. It happens, it takes a lot of time, you know. It's like a quiet taste, as you say. Not everyone can enjoy wine, as you say, you know. It's an acquired taste.
And the best part is the person who gets into it is actually in love with it. It's not like, you know, someone forcing to listen to this and he's just showing off in front of everybody. Actually, this music is something would you fall in love with and then you listen to it. So it makes sense. A person is a true fan.
So, what was I saying?
You want to put this in the bloopers?
No, not obviously. It's a good job,